In nearly every VR application, the goal is to make users feel present in one environment at a time. Here is a reconstruction of a forest from the US Forest Service data. The VR environment brings the data to life in a way that cannot be done with a desktop data visualization. But what if we want to do data analysis, like comparing multiple forests? We can load up a second forest, but if we want to compare the tree species, density, growth over time, or heights, we cannot do a visual comparison. We are forced to rely on our memory of the last forest. To address this problem, we introduce Worlds-in-Wedges. The key idea is to be present in multiple virtual environments simultaneously by dividing the volume around the user into wedges, like multiple volumetric portals. This layer of visualization is the most important. We call it Worlds-in-Wedges, also the name for the technique as a whole. A world-in-miniature interface shows the user's location within the forest, along with a complementary glyph-based data visualization. The abstract tree glyphs show both above-ground and below-ground carbon content for each tree, something that is not visible in more realistic life-size 3D views. One WIM is displayed for each active world. We call this layer of visualization Worlds in Miniature. Finally, the relationship between these is shown on a map. New worlds can be added by clicking. We call this layer Worlds in Context. The technique supports a variety of user interactions. Wedges can be rearranged to get the best view for making visual comparisons simply by dragging the corresponding WIM. The relative sizes of the wedge can be adjusted by using the WIMs like sliders. And a world can be dismissed by dragging its WIM out of view. For standard VR tasks like navigation or selection, the wedge to receive input is determined by the pointer, which, when held naturally, tends to point at the wedge the user is facing. Navigation includes walking and flying. When in flying mode, the laser pointer automatically changes to a more comfortable orientation. By holding an Option key, input can be sent to all active wedges simultaneously. This is useful for flying to the top of the canopy to compare the tree's heights across multiple forests. Worlds-in-Wedges merges core concepts from VR and visualization research to support the important task of making visual comparisons across multiple immersive worlds.